stuff. Hi. A few minutes late. Thanks for being patient. Hi, Elaine Marolakos Edelson with Astrology Mojo. I want to help you get your mojo back, and it was just last minute stuff. So I am here, and I'm excited. Today we're going to be talking about Mars entering the constellation of Aries, which it did today, July 6, 2020. And so come say hello to me. Let me get my glasses and my pen ready. I have my notes because I'm going to be talking about what it is for each of the sun and rising signs. And ta-da! What's happening? Okay, so come join me, say hello. And if you don't know me, then you may not know that I say that the planets in astrology don't make you do anything. No. That we live in a cooperation with the cosmos so that when the planets make a move, you feel it. And when you make a move, it's reflected by way of aspects and angles in astrology. That's the hype. That's what I'm talking about. Now, if you ever hear somebody say, oh, Jupiter is doing this or Mars is doing that, and that's why you feel that way, no, not to make anyone wrong, of course, but let's update the information. Let's look at it from a different lens, and that is that you have sovereignty over your own mind, body, and spirit, and that there are, of course, situations, karmic or otherwise, everything's karma. Whatever you do, you put out into the world, it comes back to you, and it doesn't always come back 3 seconds later. Ta-da, surprise. And so when I talk about astrology, I want you to understand that the planets aren't doing anything to you. Now, the sun and the moon are not planets, however, and in that, especially during eclipse phases, which we're in a multitude of them, that's when it's like you're walking around, and the light is a certain kind of intensity. And then the eclipses come along, and the lunar eclipse casts a glow on your emotional manifestations and well-being. And then the solar eclipse, it's like, boom, spotlight, like that yellow tree back there. It's just like, boom, this is what you're manifesting. What do you want to do about it? And if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling a victim of circumstance, hi Brittany, hi Wendy, hi Cassandra. You want to rethink that, okay? We've all been there. Either I was you yesterday, I am you today, or I will be you tomorrow. And that is an indication that we're all in this together. I am feeling the dryness after I watered the plants this morning. We're all in this together, and you have a choice. You have many choices, in fact. So when there are eclipses, it's not like some outside force has directed a laser beam at you and is causing you trouble. No. Nuh-uh. It is some part of you that is not in alignment with your whole purpose, your whole gig here on the planet. Welcome to the planet. I am your friendly ambassador. And I did some meditating a lot. I hope everyone's eclipse experience, which is still ongoing, has been positive or enlightening or lightning. Apollo's not coming to or Zeus isn't coming to throw lightning bolts at you. But if you're feeling that way, then something's stirred in the deep, dark recesses of your unconscious self. So, when I talk about the different parts of you, body, mind, spirit, the body is your biological self, right? Your mind is a terrible thing to waste. I couldn't resist that one. Your mind is made up of neurons, and a whole lot of other chemicals. But essentially, what you're able to perceive is based on your experience. Oh, my voice cracked like a 14-year-old boy. Your experience and your karmic destiny. So what does that mean? Well, you could put 5 people in the same room and show them one painting or one flower, and each one will have a different perception of what that thing is. What it looks like, the exact shading, the smell, the scent. Does it have a scent? Right? So your experience is totally your own. And during these eclipse phases, especially the lunar eclipse in Capricorn that just happened on July 4th, we're expanding through the stoicism, the ride the wave, gotta, just do it, or the addiction to procrastination. And whatever that looks like for some people, that might be, I'll get it done tomorrow. Or it might be chemical indulgences, or it might be victimization, or things that you attach to that you think define you. Well, here comes Mars in Aries to knock it out of the park, baseball reference, to upset the cart, to show you what you really believe and why. It's about commitment now. So today I'm going to be talking about Mars and Aries through each of the sun and rising signs and what that looks like briefly. But also, what's even more powerful is that when a planet, there I go again, 14-year-old boy trying to come out. When a planet goes retrograde, it is, as you heard me say, to move into that place of, let me see how I feel about this, or let me see what I think about this. When Mars goes into retrograde, it's about examining your inner frustrations, the parts of you that get triggered easily because of defense, or the part of you that feels repressed anger or self-judgment that no longer applies to who you are becoming. So Mars typically, this is the astronomical part of the program, Mars typically spends, an astrological part, about 6 weeks in any one, as it traverses the constellation, it spends about 6 weeks, takes about 6 weeks to get through a constellation. So it was just in Pisces for about 6 weeks-ish. And now, today, ta-da! Mars has entered Aries. And it will be there until January 6th, 2021. What? Well, yeah. Well, and it goes retrograde, so that's why it moves back, and then it moves forward, and then it finishes its stint in Aries, its natural placement. Mars is the planet that guides Aries. So if you are an Aries Sun-Rising-Moon, or have Saturn in Aries, or Jupiter in Aries, or Mars in Aries, it's going to be a really fascinating time. And that also applies to Libra, Capricorn, and Cancer. These are all the cardinal signs. The cardinal signs in astrology, again, Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn. Cardinal signs are the initiators, but they all have their special talents in how they do that. They're the initiators of the zodiac. Mars in Aries is going to show people it's a reflection of what you are ready to commit to. 6 months. Now, it takes about 21 days to change your neurons and overcome a pattern. But it takes about 6 months to the day to see it reflected in the world, in relationships. And a relationship is not just a romantic sexual relationship. You have a relationship to money. You have a relationship to your consciousness. You have a relationship to friendships, to feminine energy, to masculine energy, to neutral energy. You have a relationship to everything in your world. And what was really fascinating for me, and it is yet unfolding as I'm speaking. Come say hello to me today. We're talking about Mars and Aries for each of the signs, and Mars is going to spend 6 months in Aries starting today. And during this time frame, it's an opportunity. So you can get really clear on where you want to put your actions, where you're motivated, and how to get over. And during the period of September 9th through November 13th, 2020, that's when Mars will be retrograde, 10 days either side, post and pre-shadow phases, is where you're going to like ruminate. Okay, from July 6th to September 1st-ish, that's where I'm going. That's what I want. That's what I'm going to do, or that's what I'm going to avoid, or that's how I feel, or I'm going to vote, or I'm going to do this. And then comes September 9th, 10 days either side, to November 13th, 10 days either side. Mars retrograde. Wait, let me just rethink that. Let me just recalculate. Am I wasting my motion? Am I doing things that I really want to be doing? Is it obligation? Is it a feeling of destiny? Is it karmic? Am I frustrated because of it? So Mars represents action, athleticism, sports, artillery, war, combat, anger, frustration on the lower vibe. On the higher vibe, it is championing the cause. It is a childlike spirit that just wants to innovate and let's go over there and do that. That's fun. So July 6, 2020 to September 1st-ish is the time to really activate what I'm about to talk about for each of the sun and rising signs. All right, you with me? If you're just joining us, we are talking about Mars in the sign of Aries for 6 months, July 6th, 2020 to January 6th, 2021. And this was really fascinating. Before I get into those, I did meditations last night on talking to my starseed. I am originally, I have to say, I mean, it may seem like obtuse to some people, like, what are you talking? Are you on drugs? What? I resonate highly with the Andromeda system. So yeah, those are my people. And of course, you know, I like to travel around, or I have traveled around Pegasus and Arcturus and etc. But when I talk to my starseed, I'm mostly talking to some Pleiadians. I've got, you know, I've got a monadic structure. I've got my sisters and my brothers and my non-specific, non-binary gender peeps in 11 other systems. So there's the perfect 12. And last night when I was meditating on, what to share with my Facebook people and my YouTube people, what shall I share? And so I pulled three actual tarot cards. And then the Alana Fairchild, Andrew Gonzalez, White Light Oracle cards. And here's what is so darn fascinating. They are two different systems. Okay? This is the Ciro Marchetti version, Divine Tarot. And it's an actual traditional tarot, but with his own imagery, digital art, really beautiful. And the basic theme of what came out for everyone, hey, Christine made it, I'm so happy, is, I just love this stuff. Well, first of all, let me just break it down. Here's the cups, right? We've got Ace of Cups, and that is a water, intuitive, very kindred spirit, compatibility, joy. It's the initiation of love and deep personal relationships. This is his Ciro Marchetti's Ace of Cups imagery. There's a lot more blue than what is showing on the screen. And it's commitment, okay? In love, the energy of love. It's agape love, it's romantic love, it's familial love, it's all kinds of love. And then the next card that I pulled from this, or actually they fell out of the deck, is the Six of Swords, okay? Now, swords is a mental energy. You can see the Viking queen traveling on the waters, and the swords that are all around. Swords represent the decision-making in tarot. And this she's definitely moving. You guys are definitely moving in a direction, right? You're moving in a direction, but you want to take love with you and compassion, right? And it's that destiny is within your grasp and under your control. Well, that's very cool, right? That's very positive, and I love that. And they attribute it to Mercury in Aquarius. And the months ahead will show you exactly where that commitment goes, because you're on a journey right now. You're moving forward. Where do you want to go? Most of you already know what you'd like to be doing. Some of you are clueless, and that's okay. And then comes the Page of Swords, was the last card that came out of this. Swords. Now, this is a young, you would think, is that a boy or a girl? It doesn't really matter, right? We're looking at the being presented with the decision and the truth, and it's a childlike direction. Aries is childlike, can be childish if we're not careful, can have temper tantrums if we're not careful. If we have, too many expectations. Aries can be so, hey, what about me? Or, yeah, let's jump into every relationship. I just met you, but let's be lovers, Or, hey, you want to be my best friend? So Aries can be very childlike or childish and very spontaneous. Excuse me. And the whole gig of the Page of Swords is to find an application for the energy. So let's come in and find that space of, all right, I'm going to approach my future with a childlike innocence. None of this tainted, it's never going to work stuff. And the Six of Swords is a woman, right? A Viking woman who's on a ship, and she's already in the current of, she's moving forward. And the swords are her thoughts and where they're taking her. And these cards as a whole, with the Ace of Cups, the Six of Swords, and then the Page of Swords, who looks kind of genderless, and you're to take action. So this is the part that's stopping you. Now, feminine energy would be depicted as more receptive and allowing, very powerful, but not needing to act so much. A masculine energy is depicted as moving forward with, zest and zeal and courageousness and bravery and taking risks. Now, when we put the two together and we go into a more androgynous phase or non-binary phase, we're looking at the combination of two. And it is seeing what you want, pondering, taking it in as you move forward. In, forward, in, forward. Your thoughts are helping you to move forward. And then I move to the Oracle book with these illustrations by Andrew Gonzalez, which are just amazing. And the two cards that I pull are Arshan Barbello, and then I'll get to the second one, but this is Arshan Barbello. And it says, your biology and gender are creative and powerful means for you to express your soul path. Sometimes you may feel limited by gender constraints or stereotypes, but your spirit can never be restricted or controlled. Embrace the journey. Embrace the journey of what it feels like to be you in your own body. There is so much benefit and healing to be gained through an embrace of your life journey, including the deeper experience of the absolute freedom of your spirit. That is the ultimate free of gender stereotype, which isn't a stereotype yet on this earth. You know, people who are trans or gay or bi, they've been around a long time. They're more in the forefront now in the news, or you may have family or friends or are yourself. And the thing is that the world wasn't really ready to embrace because it was different, because it threatened the religious systems that were put into place. So now we move beyond to the freedom of spirit. Excuse me. And Mercury in Aries. I'm sorry, Aquarius. And Aquarius is all about freedom of spirit and thinking in non-gender stereotypes. I keep cracking. Maybe I'm changing. I'm going to change into a 14-year-old boy. And embracing that energy of, okay, so I want to go do that thing, but I'm kind of afraid. I'm a woman, or I'm very soft or feminine, and you got to be really bold to go do that. I don't know. So this is the journey now of Mars and Aries taking action, helping you. Not really. It's just the timing of your destiny and your karma that says, I want to go forward with this thing. I'm afraid. I don't know how, but I want to do it. So you want to start erasing stereotypical genders in your mind and what they're supposed to be doing. Like somebody has a baby or is having a baby shower and you're like, is it a girl or a boy? And that tells you it's either going to be a pink blanket that you buy or a blue blanket. Okay. Yeah, we're going to stop that. You're going to go with your intuition and say, I don't know, I think purple or ivory with, light green flowers. You want to start intuiting. This is the next level of moving from 3D to 4D to 5D, okay? 3D is the perpetrator-victim reality that's been ongoing for thousands of years. And then the 4D, fourth dimension reality, is I am conscious of my next moment. Yikes. What choice do I make? How do I make that choice? What if it's the wrong choice? I got to just jump in and see what happens. And then 50 is absolute compassion and the ability to not attach emotionally to harm. That's when you become 51% harmless. Fifth dimension reality. So we're in this process right now. And, the virus that has kept everyone at home is also pushing everyone to a certain limitation and also opening up new avenues of possibility. People don't want to change. They don't like to change. But what happens is when they are presented with change or transition, they see what they're made of. And then they see what they can do next. And there's no judgment on any of it. Does this make sense? Let me just check in and say hello. Hello. Hey, Becky. Okay. And so then the next card I pull is Alabaster Tablet of Layla. Now, Layla is from the Talmud. And the only actual, no, not the only, but one of the specific gender type angels in the Talmud referred to as a she, as the feminine mother goddess energy, Layla, of the compassionate, of mercy. It would be like Kuan Yin. It would be the Bodhisattva of mercy, who is Kuan Yin, who is also Isis, who is also Mother Mary, who is also Magdalene. You know what I mean? So it's like that feminine energy of. So here we are. We're looking at all these different gender roles. Gender. And it doesn't matter if you're a man, a woman, or non-binary. What matters is that you find this time frame between July 6th, 2020, and January 6th, 2021, with Mars and Aries. You start finding your truth and feeling innocent all over again, getting rid of the jaded notions of the patriarchal system or the matriarchal system or the god or the goddess energy, the extremes. No longer. We're erasing that. And we're moving toward what feels true. So with the Layla alabaster tablet, it says there is a point of light within your heart. And as you notice that light, it rapidly expands and you feel the sense of love and self. The light becomes a beautiful feminine angel. Her light shines like a gentle sun and you feel warmed in her presence. She casts her hand and a path appears. She casts her hand and a path appears. So what I want you to start doing, like I talked about the other day, and that is start really believing and saying to yourself over and over and over again that whatever answer or issue you're facing, I need to make a decision, I need to pick, I need to choose, I need to decide. Tell yourself that the most prevalent, the most easily seen, the most obvious is the truth. And then you're scrolling your email and something pops out in an ad, or you're listening to your forecast on YouTube and suddenly you see something else and you click on that and you're like, oh my gosh, wow, that is so true. That's me. That happened to me this morning. So if you're open to the possibilities now in the guise of 3 eclipses and a Mercury in retrograde, aside from all the other retrogrades, and the angels and the starseeds are talking to us about gender right now, about gender, and about not attaching to, well, I'm a girl, or I'm scared. And you could be a masculine energy. You could be a man or a boy and feeling softer and thinking you have to hide that and be someone else so that you're accepted, or vice versa. So this is when all the roles get erased and you just be yourself. Be the you that is you. All right? Because that is the whole healing process. And what she says, Layla says, you are remembering at a soul level, you are tapping into greater awareness, and an understanding of your highest life purpose shall become even clearer to you. All right? So the most obvious is your truth. This may evoke unsettling changes within you because we don't always want to change, right? We don't want to transition. We don't want to be, we're like, oh, I got to change. What does that mean to my friends, my relationships, to myself, my family? How can I tell them who I am? How can I say, when I moved a lot, somebody in my family called me a gypsy. I'm like, well, that's demeaning to gypsies, number one, and doesn't feel good to me either. So when you hear phrases like, oh yeah, they'll gyp you, it's like, wow, that's a racial slur. You want to be careful of the words that you're using because you have to be more present now with who you are and what you're saying and what's the why behind it. What's the motivation? And that's where Mars in Aries comes in. And just to finish up with Layla, she says, you are protected. You are protected and guided at all times, especially when you feel uncertain about your course. You are truly loved. So I want you to start thinking in terms of what is right and true for you, not the social norm, not what's expected because of your gender. Yeah. Okay. And now I'm going to get into Mars and Aries. These are my notes. You can't even see them. Does that make sense? Yes, Christine, the time. Maybe that's what this throat thing is for. I can sound like Joan Baez. Oh, the times they are a-changing. All right, July 6th to January 6th, 2020 to 2021. Aries. We're starting with Aries. Aries Sun-Rising-Moon. Also Saturn in Aries, but primarily Aries Sun-Rising-Moon. This takes place in your first house, and it deals with your whole persona. You're ignited. You ready to move forward, Aries? Make sure you have some things before you leap, Aries Sun-Rising. Before you leap, or Moon, before you leap into an emotional stance to champion something, to get something done. This is all about your personality. How do you want to be perceived? How do you want to express your truth? Where does your power lie? Body, mind, spirit connection is the alignment. And if you are out of alignment, your mind is going, but your body's exhausted, yeah, you're going to run into a brick wall, or you're going to hurt or harm some part of your body. Aries, Sun, and Rising, Moon as well. So I want you to be infused with power, Aries, but also keep this time frame in mind that you're going to step forward into the light, the limelight, with trust. That's for every sign, but with trust that you're going to get your needs met. And then assess every couple of weeks. Is that what I really want to say? Is that what I really think? Is that what I really believe? Is that what I really want to do? Keyword. Okay, Taurus, 12th house. You are healing. It's huge. Taurus Sun and Rising and Moon. Also Saturn in Taurus. But you're oh wow, this is big. You're healing that psyche, and new energy is coming to you. And as it does, little buggy just flew in front of my face. And as it does, you start to feel different. You are really transmuting on a soul, biological, chemical level. And some of you actually may be transitioning from one gender to the next with all those cards that we pulled. And if you are, then take it in stride. Get the counseling and the help that you need to support you through this process, because it can't be easy, really. And Taurus, 12th house energy with Mars and with Mars and Aries, this is also going to feel like a boost of breath of fresh air. Here comes a champion, and it can be a spirit guide. It can be an actual male energy who says, all right, now here's what we're going to do. And the 12th house deals with your psyche healing. And it deals with your emotional connection and attachment to childhood traumas. So you're going to heal a lot right now in the next 6 months. Big time. Go slow. I want to hear crickets in between your experiences. Okay. Gemini. All right. Friends. This is the 11th house. Friends. Gemini Sun and Rising and Moon. Friends, family, groups. Family as in the closest family, as in children, spouse, or niece, nephew. I just get there's a lot of kids involved in this for some of you. Gemini, Sun, and Rising. When Mars in Aries transits your 11th house, man, this is like the true test of, are you my friend? Are you sure? Okay, I don't know if I'm sure. So you want to be able to not just assume and grab somebody's hand and go, yeah, you're my best friend. We're going to go out. We're going to have a great time. You know, it's like, maybe not. Maybe they're riding your coattails. Maybe they're not giving as much as you are. Maybe you picked them because they are weaker and you can control them. Ouch. Maybe you picked them because they help to calm you down and settle your, nature. So with every group that you are with in the next 6 months, Gemini, Sun, Rising, and Moon, with every group that you associate with, a membership, an alliance, a business partnership, family, you want to think before you open your mouth and commit to anything. Mars in Aries is asking, what are you committed to? What actions are you committed to? And if you don't know what your Sun, Rising, and Moon are, or where Saturn is placed in your chart, or Mars, I want you to think about getting Dean posted at your chart, a free chart. You just click on the link. Okay, so Gemini, really take a look at that. And what is your motivation behind formulating a new friendship or relationship? What's the impetus? What's that core feeling? What's the truth behind it? That's what you want to become aware of. Cancer. This is all about career. 10th house. Oh my gosh. Cancer, Sun, Rising, Moon, Mars and Saturn in Cancer. This is, we want to go from, in your career, we want to go from competition to kudos. Okay, so when Mars is there, sometimes somebody comes in with Mars in Aries energy. It's a very masculine energy, and it can be like that niggling feeling of, why are you bothering me? I already gave you my answer. I already filled out that report. I already said what needed to be done. Why are you back? And it almost feels like an adult child having a tantrum, or having like a I don't know, bipolar experience where they're so excited. They're so excited. And you're trying to calm them down, Cancer, Sun-Rising-Moon. And you have to watch out that this person that you work for, work with, or who works for you is focused on the task and not tripping you up. What's that about? Now, for some of you, because you are associated with this Mars and Aries person or experience, it literally lights up fame for you, fame and notoriety. Have it be the positive kind. And Cancer, also, some of these Mars and Aries people who are coming through your career door are, and if you're retired, it can be someone asks you to come out of retirement to volunteer your time or energy to speak to the group. And, or you're at home with the kids and you might be thinking, I am done. I need to get out of here. My kids are driving me nuts. And you say to your spouse, you take over. I'm going to a hotel for 4 days. But Cancer, Sun-Rising-Moon, Saturn, Mars, and Cancer, it's really important that it can be friendly competition. Self-competition is one thing. Like, you motivate yourself to really get going. But if you've got someone in your midst who is trying to compete with you and gets in your way, you got to have a conversation. You got to come from don't avoid them, because they're going to keep you. The more aloof you become, the more demanding they become. All right, Cancer. But once you have set your boundaries and you're really cool about everything and they are cool about it and you have your places, then you work together really well and you both propel each other to the next place. Okay, Leo. Excuse me. Leo. Sun-Rising-Moon, Mars, and Saturn in Leo. I'm sorry. Mars and Saturn in Leo. Contracts. Mars is all ninth house. You're learning something new, Leo. Sun-Rising-Moon, you're learning something new. You're either going to be presenting that to your group, your peers, your constituents, your competitors, your clients, or you're learning it for your business, because you're upgrading your vibe and your brain and saying, okay, I got to think on my feet now. I transferred my business to Zoom, or now, I'm supposed to ship out of seas, or I'm supposed to do these things, because it also deals with foreign contacts or foreign to you. If you're not used to math, that could be a foreign concept, right? Leo, Sun-Rising-Moon, Mars, and Saturn in Leo. If you've got any kind of legal things happening right now, you've got to sign contracts, you want to double check, you want to really use your intuition. Remember, the cards that I pulled, they are genderless, but lead you and guide you toward trusting that you're being supported as you support your own intuition. Does that make sense? So I want you to go to those places, Leo, Sun, Rising, and Moon, and really understand that, okay, maybe you have a workshop. I'm a Leo Moon. Oh, okay. Hey, this is for me. I'm going to be presenting the world with a masterclass in August and September. So I want to make sure that what I have is done well, all the videos and the downloads and the whatever, but also that it's presented in a way that speaks the truth and will attract the right clientele, the right kind of people. So I've got to market. I've got to learn about where do I do this, and I've got help. Thankfully, I've got my husband, Cancer man. So Leo, Sun, Rising, and Moon, any kind of contracts or marketing that come into play, don't just trust somebody to do it for you. You got to be immersed in it a little bit. Really be committed to it. Remember, Mars and Aries is about commitment and action around these topics. So, yeah. And also, Leo, Sun, Rising, and Moon, you may be upgraded intuitively. You may be introduced to, oh my gosh, I never knew that ghosts existed or UFOs, or I never really thought about karma and reincarnation, or this is what I really believe, but it's conflicting and it's causing me trouble. I'm going to have to research a little further. Keep that in mind. Okay, Virgo, 8th house. 8th house is also the doorway to the spiritual world. So if you're a combination Leo and Virgo, you're really going to be contacted by dreams, by angels, by starseed, by passed on loved ones. And this is a time of ascension in your own mind and body when it deals with your hard, cold cash. Who do you want to invest with? Virgo, Sun-Rising-Moon, Saturn, and Mars in Virgo. Who? And why? What's the impetus? So you might have an opportunity to invest some cash in real estate or in a children's organization or donation. You may do some estate planning. Virgo, Sun-Rising-Moon. I'm also thinking that if you are feeling the urge to upgrade your vibration so that you trust more and utilize a legacy. Something was, maybe there's a bequest that you're dealing with, and insurance matters. And where to put that money. Maybe it was a relative who passed on and left you something, a legacy. And now you're like, okay, it's been sitting there. Now what do I want to do with it? And I'm talking between July 6th, 2020 for everyone, to January 6, 2021. There's a whole 6 months of, I want to move forward with something and be committed to something. So Virgo, Sun-Rising and Moon, Saturn and Mars in Virgo, this is about your commitment to your financial future and your joint ventureships. Is that a word? Your joint ventures with others. And it can be business that eventually gets you cash, but maybe someone wants to collaborate with you. That's something to think about. Okay, Libra, Sun, Rising, and Moon. Mars in Aries is going to be in your 7th house. Well, okay. I know you're going to want to fight. I know you're going to want to stand your ground and get annoyed. When Mars in Aries shows up for you, it, on one hand, can motivate you to go to the next level of how do we solve this problem? My partner and I, business partner, my significant other, my lover, my spouse, my high-end client, my contemporary, a vendor that I utilize, and I are at odds. We're at a conflict, a point of conflict. It may not be conflictual yet, but I could see it coming, you might say. Libra, Sun-Rising-Moon, Saturn in Libra, and Mars in Libra. You might be thinking, I don't want to play this game anymore. I'm done. You're out. Or you might be thinking, they're pushing my buttons big time and I'm being challenged, but I'm committed to this relationship. So I have to work out the thing in me that is impulsive, impetuous, argumentative, stubborn, or maybe that's them. And you being, Libra energy can be very diplomatic and very gracious and generous, but it can also be like, a war general getting ready to take action with strategies. So you want to be able to bridge the gap of extremes, Libra, Sun, Rising, and Moon, and work with your partners in counseling, in problem solving, or in the resolution, and you let it go. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's not always easy, but honesty with compassion, not sideways communication, not barbs, not hurling, not waiting till you're ready to explode and then let loose with TNT. No, you want to be able to really get this settled. You want to work on how you express yourself, Libra, Sun, Rising, and Moon. With Mars and Aries for 6 months, something's going to bother you with that person. And it can be a slew of high-end clients that you have, and you're thinking, I can't do this anymore. I've been telling them the same thing for 40 years, 40 days, 325 minutes. I can't anymore. I'm done. So, but you don't wait to the end. I want you to pay attention to how you feel on a daily basis for the next 6 months. Libra, Sun, Rising, Moon. All right? Okay, now, Scorpio. with Mars and Aries transiting your 6th house, Sun, Rising, and Moon, Scorpio, and also Scorpio, Saturn in Scorpio, and Mars in Scorpio. Number one, no speeding on the road. Even if you think you're not speeding, I want you to double check. Double check. In the next 6 months through June 6th through July, June 6th through, no, help me. July 6, 2020 through January 6, 2021, Scorpio Sun-Rising-Moon. You're going to have the need for speed even more, especially if you're a Scorpio rising sign. Yikes. Yeah. What are you so pissed off about? What's got you annoyed? What makes you rev? Oh, or it could be so like, oh, I'm so inspired. I can't wait to get going. I'm going to zoom to the office and get started right away. Because maybe things have opened up and you're able to get back to work and you just can't wait to get there. So, we're going to take a breath, Scorpio Sun, Rising, and Moon. We want to look at the 6th house deals with your small pets, if you have any, health, your health or the health of others in your world, and work productivity. So how are you organizing your work, your steam? Maybe you're given so much stuff that you're overloading, just going to get the job done because Scorpio is like, yeah, going to go do it. Fixed sign. You're just like, I'm not asking for help, Scorpio says, but you need to now, okay? Or else it's going to be, excuse me, officer, I'm so sorry. I was just on my way to, and then you're going to want to be able to, remember, Mars in Aries is childlike or childish. So you might be tempted to, stretch the truth. Oh, yeah. I was just going to drive myself to the hospital because I had like a pain in my stomach. Yeah, but ma'am, you like ran a red light. You could have killed somebody. So we want to shy from extremes, especially when it deals with your health. Okay, Scorpio Sun, Rising, and Moon, and really get into what kind of work do you want to be doing and how? And how can you take that work and branch out in other areas? Take your if you wrote everything down on a piece of paper that you were, all your talents, you could look further and say, I can take this block of thing that I am and apply it over here. And really start to broaden your mind and talk to other people who might be in the same situation. Because working toward productivity is going to be the highest, best use of this energy. Now, if you blow a fuse, Scorpio Sun, Rising, or Moon, it may feel like an infection. It may feel like a blood pressure issue. It may feel like anemia. So you want to take extra good care of your body now. And do not push the river. All right? Water sign, Scorpio? Thank you. Next, Sagittarius. Woo! How come you get to play? This is the 5th house. If you're looking to make a baby, ooh boy, could be twins. Sagittarius, Sun, Rising, and Moon. If you are too old to make a baby, then here come the grandbabies. And also here comes, aside from babies, here comes a creation. You want to make something, whether it be you want to paint or write or sing or dance or create with someone else or just create with the universe and just, literally to dance and have so much fun. That's exciting. Sag, Sun, Rising, Moon, Saturn in Sag, and also Mars in Sag. And this can also be a time that speaks of how to utilize that creation and make it a business. But first, you've got 6 months of, let me go back and forth. What do I want to do? How do I want to do it? And it can also relate to getting to know someone better and having a lover or having someone that you can go deeper with in a sexual relationship and really, go to those places that you wouldn't have gone before. Is that from Star Trek? Wait a minute. Sagittarius, Sun, Rising, and Moon. This is the time to play. Play. Mars and Aries. This is a very creative time. Now, you want to be careful of gambling with your energy. Be safe. Be smart. Right? And be sure that this is what you want. Remember, because childlike energy or childish energy is going to come into play. Does that make sense? And Sagittarius, Sun, Rising, and Moon, this can also be a time of healing wounds with children. Now your kids could be 40 and 50 years old or 30 years old, but if there's a rift, now's the time to be more playful and open up a dialogue and a conversation with your children, Sag, Sun, Rising, and Moon, and show them that you're vulnerable too. Show them that the reason why you were so hard on them then, or maybe you're re-entering their lives and say, this is the reason I was gone. It's not an excuse, but I would like to develop a relationship. And you've got to start over. Mars in Aries is about starting. It's the initiation. So start over with making amends or opening a dialogue. Okay, Sag, Sun, Rising, and Moon? Now, pardon me, Capricorn. I hope this is helping people. Let me know. Thumbs up. Give me a wave. Capricorn, Sun, Rising, and Moon. This is all about home, property. You could be investing in real estate right now. Capricorn, Sun, Rising, and Moon. You could also be redecorating, cleaning, remodeling, or thinking about the best use of different rooms, like taking furniture from this room and moving it over there, or emptying out all the closets. There's just this purge of energy right now. With Mars, you may not sleep a lot, Cap, Sun, Rising, and Moon, but when you do, it's going to be active sleep. So pay attention to your dreams, dream journal. And also Cap, Sun, Rising, and Moon, Saturn, and Mars in Capricorn. This is a really cool time for you to redefine yourself. Redefine yourself. Who are you? Who are you? And who would you like to be? And how would you like to be? How do you want to be called? I'm a Cap rising. And the very last time, and I know this because it was not that long ago, but the very last time Mars was in Aries, I asked people in my world to not call me by my childhood nickname. I wanted to grow up. I didn't want to be seen as that little girl. So you might come to that place too, where you say, my name's not Bobby. It's Robert or Rob. I mean, it could be that small, but it's so significant on the inside because it changes your whole identity, your whole sense of purpose. And, excuse me, with talking so much, with Mars and Aries in your fourth house, Cap, Sun, Rising, Moon, this is also about an energy in and around your home that is bothering you. And it can be, maybe there are pests in the neighborhood and they're digging a hole, under your garden, or there's bugs in the house, or there's construction nearby and you hear like drilling all the time and you're like, I'm losing my mind. So Cap, Sun, Rising, and Moon, you just want to, for the next 6 months, starting now through January 21, there's going to be some renovations in the neighborhood, whatever that looks like to you. And it's going to, kind of push you to a limit. So make sure you've got headphones. Find the more childlike way of dealing with that frustration if that comes up for you. Close your windows, wear headphones, put on your music. Do what you can to minimize the annoyance, but the annoyance itself is going to show you how you deal with frustration. That's the beauty of it. And then you can take decisive action. You can petition, you can have conversations, you can talk, you can, find a healthy, natural solution to the dilemma if that comes up for you. Now, if it's a real estate investment, you want to really double, triple check. And also trust the person you're investing with. And I get that it's a male, and I get that there's going to be not an upset, but like something that happens that you weren't expecting. So that could be a happy surprise, right? It could be a happy surprise, like, oh, here's your investment back times your ROI was bigger than we thought. Hey, wow, that's cool. Okay, so but your inner identity, Capricorn, Sun, Rising, and Moon, is really about developing patience with your process and smoothing out any issues that you have with either of your parents. And if that means going back into your childhood memories and doing some EFT tapping, what you want to let go of, the frustration of, you were squelched, you weren't able to communicate, that kind of thing. You just want to move through that in a healing way in the next 6 months. All right. Okay. Just 2 more left. Aquarius, Sun, Rising, and Moon, Saturn, and Mars in Aquarius. The Mars in Aries transits your 3rd house, and this is all about championing the truth and not getting stuck or fixed on one thought, one solution, one way of being. Because an Aries energy can be very concentrated, like a funnel, and it just zooms, and that's it. That's all I see. It's that. So you want to be careful, Aquarius, Sun, Rising, and Moon, that you're not fixated on it being one thing. Like you're going to champion that cause because that's the reason that we're suffering today is because of those people. You just want to temper that, especially if you have planets in your 3rd house. Because then it'll really get intense and activated. So, but other than that, it's learning to speak a new language. It's learning to identify with a new way of thinking, perception, judgments, beliefs, and evaluations more than judgments. If you have negative judgments about that person or that group, you want to understand that, step back, Aquarius, Sun, Rising, and Moon. And there's always going to be a negative faction on this earth. As long as we maintain a 3rd and 4th, mostly 3rd dimension reality. Because if you feel like a victim, then there's a perpetrator to match that energy. Okay? But if you stop feeling like a victim, now you have a solution. Mars and Aries can come up with amazing solutions that are ignited like spontaneously, combustible, like, oh my gosh, and then they're infectious. It's like, hey, you want to, yeah, I do, yeah, let's go. And then you solve the problem. But you're not feeding the negative energy. You understand? So that starts to diminish. In fact, the more you have brilliant, in-the-moment solutions, the less time you have to judge one particular faction, person, or, law or model of living. Okay? So Aquarius, Sun, Rising, and Moon really champion your truth, but without creating conflict. Have it be more spontaneous, look for solutions, to champion a cause, but not to berate or demean or diminish the people who are the perpetrators. That takes a lot of awareness. Last but never least, Pisces, Sun, Rising, and Moon, Saturn, and Mars in Pisces. This Mars in Aries transit from July 6th through January 6th, 2021 is all about your self-worth and your own cash. Are you making your own money? Are you able, with everyone going through the pandemic, they've had to scramble, rely on loans or grants or family or their own bank account, or they're by the seat of their pants, So everyone's in a different situation. Pisces, Sun, Rising, Moon. So with this 6 month of Mars in Aries, it's really urging you to get out there, put that thing out there. You could sell that on Etsy. Why not? And you might be thinking, I don't know how. Remember the childlike or the childish. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. I just wanted to retire. Okay. Well, maybe you can't right now. So the reality is, what can I do for myself, Pisces, Sun, Rising, and Moon? How can I take my investments of cash, time, energy, all your resources, and configure them in such a way where you come up with an idea or a solution that's going to be spontaneous. It's not going to be because you're focused on it. It's going to be because this is the umbrella topic. This is what I want. This is what I choose. This is what I desire to make more money in this avenue, in this industry, with these people, or to have my money grow in this investment. But at the same time, I want it to be fun and easy. And I need help. So here comes a man or a masculine energy who says, I've got an idea for you. And you're like, yay, thank you. So it can be too that you're investing your time, your energy, your money to improve your self-worth. Maybe you've written a memoir. Maybe you are retired and now you want to become more active in a business community and volunteer your time. You want to feel productive. You're not done just because you retire, or you're never done, ever, even when you leave this earth. It begins all over again. And you keep going. So Pisces, Sun, Rising, and Moon, I think it's time for you to take the initiative, little buggy, and look at where you're spending your time, your energy, your money, and really concentrate it on, I know what I want to accomplish. And that's what you focus on for 6 months. Give yourself some breaks here and there, have some fun, play, but don't spend too much money on frivolous things or things that are not within your budget or your means. Because as you focus this time, Pisces, Sun, Rising, and Moon, Saturn, and Mars, and Pisces, what you're going to experience is an outcome that really lifts you up out of a place that you didn't realize you were stuck in. So I'm excited for you, Pisces, Sun, Rising, Moon, Saturn, and Mars, and Pisces. Really take the time to move your energy toward that thing that you desire. You're going to create that course. You're going to go get that online job. You're going to paint some pictures and sell them in a gallery. Whatever it is that you're focused on that gives you joy. It could be helping people. It could be maybe you have a lot of cash and you want to help someone else invest in their world, right? Because all of this, that's what it does is in the second house, the ultimate thing is really to put money towards your self-worth. Put time, all your resources, time, energy, money, toward your self-worth. What boosts that feeling of inner yay? That inner yay. That's a spiritual term I've just deemed. Your inner yay. All right. Pisces, Sun, Rising, and Moon, and every other sign. That was Mars and Aries. And if you're just joining, you can watch this on a replay on Facebook or when it gets uploaded to YouTube. And that was Mars and Aries, July 6, 2020 through January 6, 2021. And how it reflects, remember the planet's not doing it to you, it reflects your need to move and to make a commitment about those specific topics toward your sign and your rising sign. All right, everybody, how was that? Did that help? If you missed, you can always get the rest on a replay. And remember, if you don't know your chart, what it looks like, there's a link that Dean posted. You can go right there, and it's a free birth chart that you get. And also, you get a free sun sign reading with it. And for $37, you can get your life profile, your astrological life profile. It comes with Sun, Rising, and Moon, all your planetary placements, the houses, and bonuses. There's a whole lot, 37 to 45 pages, depending on who you are and how much you're doing. All right, folks, I'll be back on Thursday to talk about more stuff. I want to hear about your complaint on Thursday. What's your complaint about your life on Thursday? That's what I want to talk about. The complaint about your life on Thursday. Come back and join me. What day is that? The 9th of July. Let's do that. Let's talk about that. We'll get specific with it. All right? All right. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Remember to be present and get some sleep, because Mars and Aries takes no prisoners. Be sparkly. Be well. As always, I wish you peace. I'll see you again on Thursday. Bye.